is just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. If my voice at any point in this video sounds a little off, croaky, weird, I do apologise. I have pumped myself full of enough strepsils to be considered junk food. Fingers crossed it does not inhibit my ability to function. Today, on December the 17th, we're going to be responding to the video titled, Did We Break Up? I didn't put enough inflection on that because I think if I go down the falsetto path, I might tear my vocal cords a new one. This video, like all, is universally downvoted. Lots of comments ignoring mine. Will read the first 5. Quote, there's an artificial taste. You don't say. The freshly picked Pringles Mingles from the Pringles Mingles bush have an artificial taste. I guess we're going to be doing some food tasting. No idea how one can have so many food anxieties and paranoia but weigh 600 pounds. Half-ton heifer has to be certain. She needs a food taster. These 6-minute trash videos are just wellness checks at this point. Recaps actually, but wellness checks seem applicable as well, although they are filmed 5 days in advance. I've proven that already. Stop bragging about the TikTok, oh my god. I know this in caps, but I don't want to risk hurting my voice so close to December 25th. Your TikTok went viral because it's weird to see a £500 person dipping pizza into Raj Doritos, not because you're funny. That's 5. I'm not going to read any more, because there are over 800. If Amber's still going to bleat on about that TikTok, which I understand it went viral, I really do have to restate early on. It was a throwaway clip in a video compilation because you were too lazy to make a full video. It was 100% a fluke. But every achievement and accomplishment means something to someone. I fully understand that. Maybe one day I'll get lucky and I'll be able to do the same thing. Bleat on about a viral video. It's unlikely, but you never know. Let's dive right in, shall we?
Hello, welcome to another day of Vlogmas. So I think we have a countdown going. I think there's only like 9 more days of Vlogmas to go.
It would be 9 days of Vlogmas to go if you weren't 5 days ahead. And so this video is 5 days earlier, which means it was made on the 12th, or maybe the 11th. Someone really is phoning this recap crap in, aren't they? What I hate the most is that you are still getting views on this. Not great views, certainly not the vaunted mukbang views of old, but you're still getting them, which is a bit tragic, and nothing really has been all that festive for Vlogmas. And there's nothing vlog-like about it, unless you think of it more like a captain's log from Star Trek, although at least in that the ship is moving. You barely move.
I truly cannot believe that I have successfully been doing Vlogmas during such a hard time for me.
A hard time how, Amber? You left Wisconsin at the start of the month, you just had a load of extra content, you barely made any content at all, you've done literally nothing, you've argued, complained to your audience about your audience, and your haters, I wanted to say it and I just refrained at the last second, you've done nothing. You've sat in your apartment, ordering takeout, ordering torrid notebooks, and probably looking at animal shelters to get a new cat. And maybe, because this is also your thing, looking for your next bountiful harvest, aka feed a girlfriend. I'm not saying you and Tommy have broken up just yet, but that trip wasn't exactly a rip-roaring success now, was it?
I don't want to bring up Rarity.
Is that because you failed your cat, like you do your diets? You don't want to bring up Rarity because then you have to put on the crocodile tears? At this point, no one cares, because they just want your cat to be returned safely, and then rehomed to someone who will actually love your cat. Honestly, if I could find your cat before you, I would take your cat into my home. She'd be sat on my desk while I'm working, and looked after, microchipped, given a decent collar without a bell on. Cats don't like the bells. Yeah, I reckon Voodoo would like her, actually. He's a very playful cat.
But like, I miss her every single day.
I thought we weren't going to mention her. You did say that. You were never going to talk about Rarity again on this channel. Something tells me you really were running out of things to talk about this month. For Christmas. Vlogmas. Moistmas.
And like seeing the spots where she usually lays and her not being there. Or like how every time I go outside, she's always waiting for me behind the blinds. She's not there. It's been hard. It's been heartbreaking. I have done so much crying and I miss her tremendously.
Nothing reeks of heartbreaking more than looking down to the side and vaguely smiling while reminiscing. Yeah, that reeks of truthfulness. Small thing, Amber. You left your cat in Wisconsin. You may talk about nostalgia, for the sake of it anyway, about your cat not being there. But right now, from the perspective of your cat, if your cat is even alive, you are not there for your cat. Therefore, all this baiting for clicks, which is what you're doing, you're rage baiting your own audience out for the engagement, is just embarrassing at this point. The only thing that matters is your cat is returned safely to you alive, and that you do what is right for your pets. Something which at this point I'm not convinced you've ever done before.
And then on top of that, I chose to come home. I chose to continue a long distance relationship. And even though I made that choice, it's still hard.
Which part was hard though, Amber? Was it the part where the van was booked to drive you home? Was it the part where you left Tommy behind, although Tommy did drive you quite quickly? Was it that part? Was it the part where you made the decision to leave your cat behind, knowing your cat would not be able to find her way home to you? I know there's a movie about some dogs and a cat travelling to their owners. Yes, I remember that as a child. This is not one of those stories. Nothing about what you did reeks of a hard decision. It all reeks of somebody who had outstayed their welcome and had decided that a one-star sleaze motel was not good enough for Amber because it was too cold for her cankles.
And there are things going on with my dad and my brother, as I've mentioned before, and someone near dear to me passed away. It's just like so much on top of just like mental health and just like every reason why I could have quit. It happened.
I'm not going to sit here and denigrate what's going on with your father and your brother, nor the passing of your foster mother, nor your mental health. I am, however, going to denigrate you latching onto all of it and making it your problem. Therefore, you get to choose how inactive you are and how poor your decisions are. You, Amberlynn, have always been a very isolated individual, unless you have a partner around you. So all your decisions ultimately only impact you, because you're not the type to help others, unless it involves you throwing money at them to quit their job so they can be a stay-at-home carer for you, while you gorge and get slower and slowly towards the territory of half-ton heifer that's bedbound. This is why many have latched on and decided that your cat's more important than anything else you decide is somehow equally important or more important than you, or the things you put onto you to claim they're yours as well. You make it more complicated on purpose, and then later when your audience holds you accountable, you gaslight them for it.
But I chose to keep going, and I think I'm just really proving to myself that I am capable.
Amberlynn Reid, you are capable of one of many things. The most important one is taking literally everything for granted. If you think you're a fighter or a survivor, you are, in the sense that for the past 10 years on YouTube you've somehow managed to stave off the inevitable, I'm not going to say the word because it's an obvious one, through your own decision to continuously eat far too much. In any other respect, you are not a fighter nor are you a survivor. You are just Amberlynn Reid, a curse, and a bane on all pets.
You guys, I'm a Pringle girly through and through. I love pickles and I love ranch. Combine those three things together and you have Pringles Mingles. Let's try these, folks. We're gonna have a little taste test. Ooh, okay, wait. The pickle comes through, but then so does a weird plastic smell.
I'm starting to understand that first comment. The funny thing here is, we all know you'll eat it all anyway. You'll claim not to, or you'll eat only a small amount of it, or it's artificial even though the majority of American food is artificial, even the fresh stuff is artificial, and also pumped full of corn syrup. You'll still eat it because you're Amberlynn, a half-ton heifer dainty queen. I can't do the voice for that. I can't risk my voice. I will allow you all to do it for me. Permitted. Yes, you're welcome.
This is what it looks like. So you definitely get a bang for your buck. Sometimes you buy a bag of chips and there's like only 5 chips in the bag. We've all been there. They look like this. On the back it says 2 flavors, 1 bow tie. So I guess they're trying to make this a bow tie? Okay. Isn't that cute? All right, let's try it. Okay. I might need another one. There's like this like artificial taste.
Interestingly, the majority of the reviews I've seen on Pringles Mingles did highlight the artificial flavouring. It still won't stop people eating it because it's associated with Pringles. And Amberlynn, as she said, she's a Pringles girly. Congratulations. You should stick one of those bow tie chip things onto your choker. It's been a while since that thing's been touched, after all. I wonder if your feeder girlfriend had to lift it up to do your neck for you while you were laying down. Sorry, while you were searching for your cat by laying down.
That I just don't like. That smell I was smelling, I'm currently tasting. You do taste the pickle. The texture is really good, I will say that. I sense the feeling of ranch wanting to be there. Are they my favorite chip in the world? No. Will I buy these again? Probably not. Out of 10, I guess I'll give it a 6. I'm just gonna stick to the old-fashioned Pringles.
After she's decimated that bag. Sorry, Amber, but at this point, there's no way you're wasting food. To maintain your size, you have to be. By the way, we're making our way through this video and I've yet to encounter anything remotely festive. You really are phoning in this recap crap, aren't you? I fully expect you to, in the near future, push a meme coin and then go to sleep for a few hundred days. Huck tour. But instead yours will be Dainty Queen or some BS like that.
Okay, you guys, so we need to talk for a minute. The rumors will be rumors, but when the narrative is completely wrong, I want to correct it.
No, you don't. What you want to do is stoke the fire to make sure you maintain a level of relevancy so you can continue your high and mighty stance. You are obsessively watching all your haters. I know I didn't say it right. You're watching the girls, everyone, because that's all you've got. You are doing nothing remotely festive. You barely ever mention any of the haters by name. You believe yourself to be so far removed that when they call you out for obvious signs that something isn't right, you try and act as if it's different. Don't forget here, I called you were going to be leaving Wisconsin because you spoke about your girlfriend whose name I've forgotten. Not a joke, by the way, I've actually forgotten it. In the past tense. A week before you announced it. I called it. And I'm sure everyone else in world caught up on it as well. You leave these breadcrumbs on purpose, and you do it because you're baiting them out for rage, because it's the only way you can generate interest in your content. This nonsense is not interesting. I'm doing this because I think it's hilarious that you're actually doing this nonsense. I could call it Amberlynn Reid's Recap December. I really could, because that's all it is. Although I would just loop you squeak running, because I think that's the only thing you've done that's close to movement.
People are literally currently rewriting my life, and it's low-key kind of weird. So let me correct it. People think that Tommy broke up with me, Tommy kicked me out of her house. No. Tommy actually wanted me to stay. It was my choice to come back home.
You do realise by saying what you just said, that if true, it makes you an even shittier person. What was your reason for coming home so badly? To knowingly ditch your cat to go home. If this is true, you two are still a couple, which I'm on the fence about, and that Tommy wanted you to stay. Thank you for saying her name so I can remember it, although I'm pretty sure it's something else, but we'll go with Tommy. If this is true, why did you leave your cat? That's the only thing that matters. What is so important to you that you could leave a member of your family behind? You can't answer that, by the way, because to try and do it with your mental health, or to do it with your father and your brother, or the teacher, the foster parent, that passed away, would only show that the comment you made afterwards about being a survivor and or a fighter, or implying as such, would be utter BS. Even more so because, if anything, you are a quitter. You're a quitter anyway because you weren't looking for your cat. You're a quitter because the thing you thought meant you were doing something was printing off some flyers. That was it.
I genuinely don't know why so many people want to believe the worst in me. Constantly.
That is bait, because there are far too many answers to aptly demonstrate why you qualify as one of the worst people on the internet. But the most recent one would be you ditched your cat in Wisconsin, citing nonsensical, quote, reasons to go home and abandon your pet. But you can try and make it seem like you're above that. It still won't change you being a half-ton heifer liar.
So then the worst is said by reaction channels, and then the people who watch them genuinely do believe them.
A lot of them are correct though. You rarely ever refute with any evidence. You just go with the, trust me guys, 'cause I'm the source. I believe it 'cause I've seen it. Therefore, I am the arbiter of truth. Let me tell you nothing more.
So then my whole, life, real story that I'm currently going through is, being rewritten into, a false narrative. It is, the weirdest thing to me.
I think it's weirder that you're a vlog channel that doesn't vlog, and you spend a lot of your time complaining about the people who are telling you you're not a vlog channel, who are also pointing out your inconsistencies, your lies, and your absolute bull. You are one of the worst creators on this platform right now, and you know it. If you go into next year with the views you're currently getting, January is going to be a very dry month. You can latch onto and harp on about that viral video that I'm sure you're going to mention at some point. But ultimately, TikTok viral videos happen all the time. Unless you capitalize on it, which is unlikely because it involves effort, you're going to go nowhere. Unless you intend to start uploading these videos to TikTok as well, you're going to continue to go nowhere. And I still think you should, because these are short enough to go on TikTok. But you're not, let's say, committed enough to actually put any effort into doing anything. That includes uploading your content elsewhere to make additional money, or upping the reward to go and find your sodding cat.
So I just had to clarify that no, we did not break up. She did not tell me to leave. For once in my life, I was just an adult type deal. Come on, give me some credit.
Credit for what? Again, you ditched your cat in Wisconsin because you were too cold. How do you think your cat feels? If they're not inside someone else's house, safe, warm, being fed and looked after and loved, that cat's screwed. You should be ashamed of yourself for thinking that this is all about you. It is partly about you, I will admit, but it's only because of your complete lack of conviction. Although I do firmly believe anyone that harms an animal or is neglectful should be convicted in some way. I'm starting to believe parity of esteem because it's a degree of separation from that to harming human. Although you're lucky in one respect, because what would ordinarily be considered harm to another human to your girlfriend is considered a weighted blanket and a kink.
You guys, I got a package. Let's open it. I literally just spent like 10 minutes in the package room trying to find this package. Thankfully, we found her. So it is an Amazon package. So I love a Lego, or a building block, if you will. I love Christmas, and it's Vlogmas. I mean, I would do this regardless of the time of year. I would do this in July. But it's a freaking gingerbread house, ma'am.
When it says ages 6 and up, and I will admit it does look like fun, I don't think it's accounting for your mental age, Amber. Just thought I'd throw that snide remark in. Although it does look cool, and I would definitely build that with my nieces.
I know some of you really don't care about this, but you know what? I'm vlogging my life, aren't I?
Nope. You're recapping your life. Vlogging would include showing us what you're doing. You haven't done that in 3 years. The closest we got to you showing us things going on in your life, it was part of a compilation at the end of another very short video last week, where you phoned it in before you left Wisconsin. Although technically I can argue that was the week before, because of how far ahead you are in content. Air quotes around that word.
Like, they could have easily put all the ones together, all the twos together, all the threes together. Alright, so here is the first part done.
This is how you're not a vlog channel, because you, like any other vlogger, or a vlogger unlike you, would have recorded themselves building that. They would have done a, like a sped up camera thing for it, because that would have been a vlog then. Put some royalty free music on that. I know it takes 5 more minutes of effort on an iPhone, but you could still do it. You won't, because you're lazy.
I'm currently just, you know, chilling back on the couch. But you guys, I have another update on my just stardom on TikTok. What can I say? I'm just like a viral celebrity. I hope you guys know I'm literally just joking. I just love that, like, something that I did, like a joke that I made, went this hexacon viral. Like, what? Anyways, we're at 5 million views, folks, and the support on that TikTok and like the people who like just vibe with my personality, like, I love you and I see you, so thank you for that.
You should show them this content. That love will vanish pretty quick. Also, the reason you're getting all that love and support there is because your comments, because of TikTok's terms of service, are heavily regulated. Negativity is not allowed to be there. It is one gigantic echo chamber hug box that, unless things change for you in the new year, will be banned in your country. I fully expect you to start promoting VPN so you can use it. Additionally, you trying to use sarcasm to downplay this, I genuinely think you think that you are some comedic genius. You're not. It was a fluke. You know this because your views dropped off and you went back to thirst posting. I mentioned this yesterday, and I'll mention it today again because it's truth. You don't like the truth that much. But it's applicable to you because you are very much a fraud. And you laying down at the start part was solely bait because people think you're bedbound. Although I can believe you need to lay down more often than others. Gravity is, after all, not your friend.
Alright, if you guys remember yesterday's Vlogmas, the scandal with the olives, I've officially made a choice. But if you don't remember, like, really quickly in just like 10 seconds, let me explain. I have like food anxiety / like food paranoia / like food. So that was my food anxiety. But you know what? I am staring fear in the face right now. Fear in the face. Hello, how are you? We're gonna eat her. Oh my god, that's good. I don't know why I closed this because you know I'm going in for another.
That is the nearest energetic Amber has given us for the entire video. Because prior to that she didn't show us anything, and the what she called a scandal concerning her food insecurities, no one buys it because you're still far too heavy. You are shoveling food in, and I doubt you're doing one takeaway a day unless that one takeaway is at least 6,000 calories. Which I could believe. I really could. I bet it's one of those healthy servings of jasmine rice you think it is, for a start. And then piled on top with all the salts. And dried chicken.
Very moist, miss. Ew.
Meggy moist, miss.